Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest series. Special number 13, Okawa the River Beast. Now, first of all, I was originally I didn't know what to call the title of this beast because you saw the end of my last review. I was a bit confused, but I decided eventually to go with the pronunciation of Okawa. And I'm sure it was Adam saw this coming, but he probably would imagine that I like this book, and yes, I must say I did enjoy Okawa. It is the type of beast I look forward to seeing, and I got that. So I really did enjoy this one. And with the addition of Okawa, it's going to be hard to rank things now because, I didn't realize we would have beasts like this and specials, but we'll see how it goes. Like always, though, we'll get through this in-depth story analysis and my overall thoughts on the epic adventure. I will also go a bit briefly about Anorak because I didn't say much about it, so I'll say a bit more about it, comparing it to this one maybe. But other than that, make sure you read this book before watching this review, because why else would you be watching this? Unless you don't care for the whole story of spoilers. Or maybe, on the other hand, you want to know the full story just to buy the book. Which is confusing to me, but oh well, people are people. Anyway, like always, let's get through this. So, Tom was packing for a trip to Erenel to visit his aunt and uncle, as his uncle's birthday was approaching. He was first concerned, but he was told he deserved a holiday for all he'd done. So with Storm, Silver, and Eleanor, they began to set off when Deltek, now improving with his magic, warned them that he had a feeling something bad was to come. Tom reminded him they need only call them and he'd come. So our heroes pressed on. Then it reached nightfall. After a bit of thinking, an old woman showed up claiming to have been attacked by bandits. However, there was no sign of any. Eleanor tended to her, while Tom searched. Only when he returned, the woman collapsed. She recovered straight after and quested to sleep for the night. After that, she left next morning, and the journey to Uncle Henry's continued. Okay, obviously this woman is going to come back into play, because why have so much focus on this minor thing unless it has some relevance to the plot? Tom and friends arrived in Erenel, and after some after they parked Storm in the stables, Tom made his way to surprise his uncle with an awesome reunion for them both. It acknowledged that the people know of the beasts now, so while Eleanor and Silver left Tom and his uncle for some bonding time, our hero got to work helping his uncle. Tom and friends soon went to the party, where all the kids quickly turned their attention to Tom and his many adventures. This led to Tom telling the first two stories of Beast Quest before anything else. Henry was going to make a big speech, before declining and getting into an argument with his wife. The party was forced to be cancelled, and Tom hoped things would get better by the morning. Now it should be noted Henry's actions changed when he started drinking the beverage that Tom gave him from a gift from Hugo's. So that's interesting. Next morning, awoke with a panic, Tom quickly ran to his aunt and uncle's bedroom, where he saw his aunt in shock. She explained that Henry ran away in a state of rage, so Tom and friends gave chase. The trail led to the marshes, where they saw a beast walk off in the mist. He had the same yellow eyes Uncle Henry did, and when he drank with the punch. But nothing seemed wrong with it until he remembered the old woman and how he found the bottle loose next morning. He came to the conclusion that Henry was the beast. I must say I hoped this happened and got my wish, because you guys know how I love the old thing about allies turning evil, and I should have known that the old woman was up to something, but I didn't think it'd be up to this level. This is where it gets good. Tom and friends continued before the situation got worse, when it was revealed one of the villagers who tried to stand up to his uncle had become infected with some sort of virus. Then after him, two more caught it. Tom fought them off with Eleanor, trying not to get scratched or bitten. They were saved by the uninfected villagers, with torches scaring off the infected. Tom explained the situation and said he would handle it. Damn, if the story is as good as it's going to be, I wish we had this one swapped with Rivera. That way we'd have Taladon as a beast. But still, the book could be better. This book could be a better version of Rivera if it continues to go this way, and I'll just say right now it is. Tom and friends went back to the marshes, taking a torch with them in case they ran into the infected. Soon they spotted Storm who couldn't leave their side, and further pressing on they saw the beast again. He was dunking his head in the water before noticing they were there. Then he finally turned around and just stared at them until Tom figured out it was his uncle via spiritual connection. But the beast replied he was now Okawa, and Tom was responsible for his creation. Okawa summoned more mist to gain more of a field advantage, confusing his opponents and gaining elements of surprise as he grabbed Tom. Our hero managed to escape, but Silver was in trouble. Eleanor tried to save him, but this got Okawa's attention, and the beast came after her. Tom tried to save his friends. Eleanor quickly tossed Silver free, but it was too late for herself, as Okawa dragged her down into the marsh waters. Tom couldn't see either Eleanor or Okawa into Boom. She was trying her best to put up a fight. Tom tried to help, but got tossed aside. He then spotted Eleanor's bow and one single arrow. He hoped hitting Okawa in the shell wouldn't harm him as much. Tom fired, giving Eleanor the escape she needed. When Tom tried to rescue her, Okawa wasn't giving up. He tried to pull her back, but Tom used his golden breastplate to increase his strength and pull her free, forcing Okawa into retreat. However, it was revealed Eleanor had been scratched by Okawa, and everyone feared the worst. Tom was about to go after Okawa when Daltic showed up via vision, explaining he would take his companions back to the palace, as he would work on an antidote for the poison. While Tom went after Okawa, he had to stop him before he made it through the underground channel, which led straight to the city, where he could increase his virus. So everyone was gone, and Tom was given a magic candle to see under the water. He spotted the secret passage and began to hunt after He began to hunt after Okawa alone. Tom tried to catch up with Okawa, but it was too late. The screams of the city told not only that Tom had made it, but so did Okawa. He climbed to the surface and avoided the new infected to warn Harkman, then avoided the infected again to reach Daltic. Still no antidote, but the wizard showed him a passageway that would take them to the library for an answer. In there, they encountered Petra, who wanted to help them find a cure, probably so she wouldn't get infected herself, or the plague didn't ruin her plans. Anyway, she had found one of the books, and Tom came to the conclusion that the old woman was Kensa with another plan trying to get back at Avantia. If that's the case, then there's probably the closest she ever got to succeeding taking over Avantia or getting back at Avantia, I feel. Feel free to disagree if there was a plot I missed where Kensa tried to get back at Avantia and was this close at succeeding. They discovered the way to stop the virus was to go to the source, which was Okawa. So Tom went to visit Eleanor and saw the transformation was complete now. She had become infected, tied to the bed. Tom left and noticed Okawa was weaker. He figured out Okawa needed water to stay hydrated. So Tom stopped him touching the fountain, so Okawa decided to go for the moat. Despite Tom's efforts, the beast had been restored, twice his size. In the meantime, a fire had caught ablaze, which Tom thought he could use to his advantage. Tom tried to lure Okawa over, but he wasn't close enough. Then Daltic arrived, throwing the finished potion. Tom caught it, and with the help of Daltic, he applied the potion to Okawa's back. While it hurted, the beast wasn't over yet, as Kensa arrived to stop Tom. Petra and Daltic tried to stop Kensa, but she easily beat them and ordered Okawa to kill Petra for betraying the forces of evil. Tom reluctantly threw his sword in Okawa's shell, where the potion was applied. This made the transformation occur and reverse, and Henry was back, forcing Kensa into retreat. Tom was happy to see his uncle was alright, and all the victims, Eleanor included, were restored. Petra was okay as well, but Tom knew Kensa would return another day, and he'd be ready for her. So, yeah, that is my analysis on Okawa's story. Hopefully it came out well. A few scuffles here and there, nothing too major, I would say. But as you can see, I definitely prefer Okawa compared to the last one, Anorette, because Anorette was just... Kensa's plan there was, it's just giant reptile be released, go to Ryan, make a series of beasts, a bunch of beasts go evil mode, go back to Avantia, and get my revenge. So it was basically scuffle in Avantia, scuffle in Ryan, Tom stops her in Ryan, and I never really had a big connection. Anoret to me felt like the average Beast Quest book to me, like the average adventure. This felt like adding a bit more to it, adding a bit more of a punch. It's like the Beast Quest books I expected. I expected to add a bit more flavour than just fight the monster in a certain location and try to stop him from reaching a certain goal. Like, I want a bit more to that, a bit more impact. And we got that with Okawa, so that's why both for Anoret, you can see where I'll be replacing it for Anoret and Okawa. But as for Okawa himself, it's a beast I'm looking forward to. A person or an ally, Tom knows well, corrupted by the forces of evil. And when it comes to corruption of evil, we have two types of that. We have Tom's location, where it's like he becomes a different being entirely, or Okawa and Silver. Now, the way I say Okawa is more like Silver, where he becomes, it's the same person, but just more of an aggressive version of that character. That's the way I see it. But anyway, we'll get to Okawa in a bit. And yeah, I really did enjoy this book. Before going on to the character story, I really want to say why I like this book so much again. Because you've got that, again, you've got the corrupted victim, you've got elements of the marshes, you've got a virus as well, which hints back to Rivera, and kind of Ferric if you think about it. So yeah, there's lots of good elements in play to make the situation tense and suspense, and then you have Okawa's virus actually succeeding, infecting most of the people. There are probably more victims than Ferric, I'd say, because there was the city people, there was people like Erinel, it was Eleanor, Henry if you want to include the Beast. But yeah, so that's a lot. But yeah, let's go with characters. Tom. Tom is obviously the main character of this book, obviously. This is Tom's story, this is his uncle after all. It's his opponent, he has to find a way to not fully kill, to save his friend, and the person who raised him. And of course he gets more tension with him when with Eleanor in danger. He has to literally fight the battle all by himself to stop Okawa from causing havoc in the city, to go from person to person, go to Harkman to tell him what to do there, go to Dal to tell him what to do there, while avoiding the people of Erinel infected, and going to team with Petra and Daltek, and then fighting Kensa, and you could tell how he feels like he's kind of responsible for this happening when he puts all the pieces together, how this is all Kensa's work and Kensa's plan, and how he feels betrayed and gutted for how could I not see this coming. So yeah, Tom normally gets pressure in books, but I feel like this is taking it to a bit of another level. Moving on to Eleanor, she doesn't get much to do because she's like infected for the remaining of the end. But the stuff she does get to do, she does get her moments to shine. She goes to Tom with his quest when things got worse. She's willing to go into the marshes to track him down, fight the infected, despite the warnings of you might get infected too. And of course, she's willing to. She saves Tom, and because of her saving him, she gets into a scuffle with Okawa, which is where she gets scratched. So yeah, she's willing to sacrifice herself to save her friend, even if it means getting infected. So she does get a good moment of elements to shine, and you do feel happy when the character is brought back. Kensa is the main villain of this book, obviously, and the only problem here is that the main villain doesn't really get much to do, and that's mainly because the main villain is kept in mystery for the whole of the book until the very end, where Tom puts all the pieces together himself, and it's revealed that Kensa was behind all this. I also thought Petra was responsible, but I didn't expect her to appear in the book, but I didn't want to include her because she didn't really do that much. Well, hey, I've got the book, here you go, let me help you out, boom. So she didn't really get much to do, so I'm not going to go with Petra at all. But as it stands, Kensa didn't do much either. She just pretended to be the old woman, which I think is one of the more effective methods, where she goes in disguise, just like in Anoret, where she begins to be the Lyran. I think she's more of an effective villain, where she goes in disguise to get her way, than more of storming through things like in Series 11. That's just the way I see it. Moving on now to Okawa, the beast himself. Again, he is a very intimidating beast. Not only is he, of course, the Uncle Henry, in there, just a more aggressive version of his uncle, but you've also got that, because he was once a human, that allows him to talk, it allows him to mess with Tom's mind. He says how he has his victims and it's her fault. You created me, you caused Ellen to do this. So he has, of course, the ability to just go near he's like a swamp creature kind of thing, well, not on the same level as a merc, but he's able to cope himself with the marshes, he can increase the mist around him, he uses water to rehydrate himself to increase his power, and of course he has that that plague-like virus. With one simple scratch or touch, you're infected, and he'll increase his numbers of infected humans. So yeah, Okawa himself is kind of an entertaining foe. I would like to see a story where we have another one of Tom's allies turned evil, but as like the main beast villain for a change. That'd be something new. But yeah, as it stands, I do enjoy Okawa, and I hope we get more beasts like him in the future, because those are the beasts I look forward to reading and get me hooked in the story. So Okawa will be ranked high on the list as well, just like I did Varric. So yeah, that's gonna be awesome. But yeah, that's all I've got to say for this book here about Okawa the River Beast. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe, that good stuff, and join us next time as I continue on the specials of Beast Quest with special number 14, Skolo. I know this is another mispronunciation. I'll just say my first pronunciation. Skolo. I like Skolo. Yeah, Skolo. I'll say Skolo for now. Skolo, the bladed monster. So stay tuned for that one. Of course, the upcoming Q&A, also on the way. If you haven't already, make sure to put your questions in for the upcoming Q&A coming on the 16th of July. But that'll be all from me, guys. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Until the next one, I'll see you, where I'll be doing probably more LEGO customs today. We'll see. That'll be all from me. Like always, peace.